Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to All Things Football. Today's episode is going to be Prem Talk, where we cover the Premier League games that have happened over the weekend, but we're not going to be going over the Manchester United vs Tottenham game, as United Talk will be coming tomorrow. There have been a few upsets this weekend in the league. I'd say none more so than Crystal Palace versus Manchester City, but Crystal Palace does seem to be City's bogey team, so can you really be surprised there? Tactical masterclass from Don Vieira. Outclassed.
Let's not forget how Anton at the start of the season was saying Vieira's going to get Crystal Palace relegated. And I told him, just wait, it's going to take some time. He knows what he's building. He brought in the correct players. But yeah, we'll get into that a bit later. And
I mean, the whole Premier League table, the outlook is looking a bit different to what I would have expected it to be after this weekend. I didn't expect Liverpool to draw. I didn't expect Manchester City to lose. And in all honesty, I didn't expect Manchester United to win. So I can't talk about it for too long, but keeping Ollie in the job to the board is going to seem like a bit of a masterstroke because we're in a position now where the teams above us are dropping points and we can really and truly mathematically still be in a very good chance of winning the league. But we'll leave that sort of discussion for tomorrow. I think, it was just going to tell us where we're going to start.
Yeah, we'll start from Saturday. Obviously, the 12 o'clock kickoff. Leicester-Arsenal. Leicester just off the back of thrashing United 4-2 at home, playing Arsenal. And it's like they've gone back into the form from last year. They lost 2-0. And it's the consistency which Leicester don't have. And Brendan Rodgers, he is a great manager. He has been doing great things with Leicester. But it's games like Arsenal, like how you can... Leicester fans, you must be in two minds. How can you be beating Man U? Yes, we're poor, 4-2, but then losing at home 2-0 to Arsenal, who are a team also adjusting. That's what I don't really get.
Hello, Fawat. You see the way I see it, and it's been said for so many years, when teams play Manchester United at home or away, it's their cup final. I'm never surprised. Look, we're going to play Norwich in December. I wouldn't be surprised if they probably only won 1 or 2 games, but they give us a really, really close game. We might edge it or we might get a draw. I wouldn't be surprised because Manchester United, regardless of whether we're going for a rut or whether we're playing the games of our lives, we are the biggest team. It's their cup final. It doesn't matter what team you are, playing Manchester United is like your cup final. So I'm not surprised Leicester came and played out their skin, as well as us playing very, very poorly. But losing 2-0 to Arsenal, was it at the Etihad? Was it the Emirates? Sorry.
No, it was. Leicester were at home. They lost 2-0 at home.
Okay. So they beat us 4-2 at home and then lose to Arsenal 2-0 at home. Arsenal are a team in transition. They get said a lot, but it is true. They're a team in transition. They're getting their players back from injury, and they all just seem to be hitting good form at the right time at the same time, which is obviously a bonus. It's not, they're only winning because their players are in good form. They have a decent manager in Mikel Arteta,
a great coach, more so assistant coach. He was assistant coach to Pep, so he's obviously a good coach.
Oh, the assistant coach to Pep. I thought you meant Arteta's assistant. Look, I still don't rate Arteta like maybe some people do. Because everybody, and I mean everybody, can manage a team and have them go on a 5-6 game winning run. Like it happens. It happened under Solskjaer a few times, and it's going to happen under Arteta. You can't beat Arsenal with the players that you have, the young talent that you have, the history that you have, and just be rubbish 24/7. It doesn't make sense. Football doesn't work like that unless you're Norwich. They just don't have the quality and they don't have the experience in their team. It's different. So I'm not surprised that Arsenal were getting all the plaudits right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if they went on and repeated the form that got them all the criticism in the first place. I'm not getting too excited about Arsenal, if I'm really honest.
I guess Arteta's finally found the formula for the team. Now we're seeing people questioning the signings: Ben White, Ramsdale, Tavares, Tomiyasu, all these signings, they're being questioned, especially Ramsdale and Ben White. 50 million, I think they spent. Was it on Ben White, and Ramsdale was it 50 as well? Or 30?
30,
And
40?
yeah, Ramsdale was obviously, he kept them in the game. The amount of shots Leicester had, yeah, we can say Leicester shouldn't be losing 2-0 at home to Arsenal, but they did create a lot of chances, and if it wasn't for Ramsdale, they probably could have scored more goals.
Look,
obviously, that was a great signing for Arsenal. He's benching Leno, who was their number one keeper. And
we do need to talk about Ramsdale as well. That wonder save, and I'm going to say wonder save.
I don't think it was a wonder save because that free kick was close to the goal.
Sharing my screen
Maddison couldn't really generate that much power. And I guess Ramsdale, in his post-match interview, was saying he knows Maddison's going to go there. He knew that he couldn't put much power on the shot. So, should I go to your screen?
Yes, it's a still image.
Where is it? Oh, it's here.
Look, my mouse is on the screen, right? Can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
Look, this is my tweet in response to this tweet here, which says, willing to fight anyone that says this is genuinely bad positioning. Yeah, Mendy and Courtois make the save look more comfortable because they are 6'6". Should Ramsdale work on his height? It's a sarcastic comment, basically. My response was, I'll be so real, good save, but it wasn't in the corner or anything. He's diving full stretch. Look at where Ramsdale is. His body is in full stretch, tiptoes pointed. He's using his extended arm. He couldn't be any more stretched near the center of his net. And this is what I mean. And this is what other people are talking about when they say the positioning makes the save look 10 times harder and 10 times more magnificent than it is. The ball is here. That's not the corner. If you want to remember David De Gea's save,
against Juan Mata.
The ball was here.
That was top corner.
Yeah, and it's a fingertip save tipped around the post.
We all know why it's being hyped up. It's because he's an English player.
Yeah.
They obviously want to push the agenda potentially that he should be maybe number one.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. That's how it was with Dean Henderson. When the English media wanted him to be Man U's number one because we want him to be England number one. That's just how it is. But aside from that save, he was still great. I was seeing clips of his distribution on Match of the Day, and I think he's going to be England number one. He's above Dean Henderson in the pecking order, and if he keeps performing like this, he's definitely going to be better than Jordan Pickford. Because I was seeing him, the kicks he was doing to find it to feet. Aubameyang was in the center of the pitch.
He took it out from his hand.
Yeah, from his hand, kicked it straight to Aubameyang, perfect. Out wide to Lacazette. His distribution is something De Gea could never do. And that is something very key in today's game. We've seen it with Edison, Alisson, and he's definitely up there with the top keepers in the Prem.
Look, we've got Fowler saying that Arsenal is a good team. Look, they are a good team. I'm not saying they're a bad team, but they're just hitting good form. Now, whether they can keep that consistently throughout the season or whether they kind of sink back to where they were, because everyone's on a high at the moment. When everyone in the club and in the team is on a high, you just do things. You take the shots that you wouldn't usually take and they fly in the top corner. Your passing and moving is just on point. These things happen, and it will happen for maybe a few more weeks. But look,
it's all down to confidence.
It is down to confidence. And then Big Rod saying that Ramsdale has impressed, humble pie on that one. Not just his saves, his leadership qualities are great too. Look, we have Joe Hart. People are saying because of his attitude and his, I guess, enthusiasm, we've seen him screaming before matches in the tunnel. Came back to bite him in the arse, and same with Jordan Pickford. I think he was seen as a psychologist or therapist or something to help with his aggressiveness. Yeah. And that's what I'm seeing from Ramsdale right now. Is exactly the same thing. That's where it started for Pickford and Hart. And I'm give it a couple of years, he might be in the same situation. I'm not saying he will be, but I think we just jump on the same bandwagon every single time there's a specifically an English player that puts in a few good performances. The majority of players, when they go to a new club, they're playing out their skin because one, it's a psychological thing. You have to prove to the fans, especially Ramsdale, because everyone was doubting him. You have to prove to the fans that, look, I am worth this money. Look, I know you got rid of Martinez and I know he's really good now, but I've been bought and I'm here to be the number one. So I'm going to have to play even better. It's a psychological thing. That's why I don't really like to judge people when they just come in, because apart from the few like Salah, Bruno Fernandes, Van Dijk, you don't really get a few players that come in, make a difference instantly, and then like sustain it and keep it going for the whole time that they're there. So that's why I'm just keeping my thoughts reserved on Ramsey. I don't want to jump to conclusions too fast.
Yeah, it's definitely understandable. But as for Leicester, if we're on the lines of English players, we obviously mentioned James Maddison, and he hasn't got back to where he used to be. He was meant to be potential England number 10, and he hasn't reached those levels that he once was at. And you said it. I think you said it a few shows ago that he's just not the player for England.
If I'm honest, I never thought he was the one. Even when we were linked to him, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, I just don't want Maddison. I think I have I don't like the way players compose themselves. I'm more of a fan of the humility and kind of more down to earth. When I look at Maddison, I look at the slick backed hair. I don't know what it is. I can't obviously show you now, but when a lot of players have this, when they have the white ankle,
they believe in their own hype. Maybe I think that's
it's all about the appearance for me.
I get what you mean, because I'm that player on the pitch now. I'm that type of guy. Because I just believe in myself. I have nothing to lose. I just enjoy the game. But maybe
with that
right now he's maybe believed his own hype.
Yeah, he definitely did believe his own hype. And I know he was injured. Every time I remember where I get a quote from, I have to say the person, because I don't want to steal people's words. But Specs Gonzalez, there's a podcast called Filthy Fellas. I watch it. I think you watch it as well. He said on there, he doesn't care. You fall off if you get injured. Like, you've fallen off. James Maddison was getting spoken about in the same sentence as Grealish, who's gone on to be the most expensive English player. You've got Phil Foden, who's one of the best in his position for his age, especially. James Maddison, and I'm pretty sure there was one more, but I can't remember who it was. But out of the three, people were calling him the best at one point, because fair enough, he might have been putting in the performances here or there. But even in the back of my mind, I was thinking to myself, look, you're not that young anymore. Really, in terms of footballers, you're not that young anymore. And I've never really liked the way you play. You have moments. Like, that goal against Man City when you put it top bins against Edison. He has moments. And that's all I could think about with Maddison. Whereas Grealish, he doesn't have the best stats, but 90 minutes every single game when he was playing for Villa, he was the main influence. He was the one dragging them forward. He was wearing the captain's armband. And then you go to Phil Foden. He's trying to take De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, David Silva at the time out of their position, and he was doing it. I just never, ever had James Maddison on the same level as them. And I know he was injured. But again, for me, you've fallen off. You're not putting in the same performances that you were putting in before you were injured. And I just believe he's believed in his own hype a little bit too much. And it's a shame for me.
I think it's a thing where luxury players is something that exists in the game. And he probably once was never a luxury player, but now has turned into one.
Yeah.
Where he's too early in his career to even, or he hasn't reached any level to be that player or to earn the right to be a luxury player. Because in teams, you'll always have players like that. Okay, some coaches will want every single player 100% working for the team. But some teams, you might have obviously a Ronaldo, a Messi, a Neymar, who they're luxury players because you know what they're going to bring to the team. You know what they're going to give. Maddison, maybe he's turned into that player, but he's not really doing too much. And as Big Ron says, he was only signed from Norwich in the Championship, and he's probably still punching above his level right now.
Look, I mean, I think Leicester's a good team for him. I said before, in the summer transfer window when we did one of these shows, Arsenal would be a step up for him. I still think it would be a step up for him because of the stature of the club. His name would get out there more. You get more publicity. In terms of his personal life, it might better him. You might get more deals. And I know I'm saying that because I know footballers think about the money as well. You might get more brand deals. You might get more opportunities. You might actually have a better opportunity of winning a trophy because I guess Arsenal is a better club that more suited to win trophies than Leicester. But I feel like that time frame, that window is just slowly slipping away from him. And I'm scared for him because if he tries to stay at Leicester and win trophies and become that Leicester legend, maybe he wants to do that. I don't know. Maybe he supports the club. But if he tries that, I just don't think it's going to be beneficial for him. It's 2021. It's not 1995 when Le Tissier was at Southampton not moving because he was a cult hero there. It's not the same. I think at the end of the day, you want to win trophies, don't you, if you're a footballer? That's why you get into it. And if he stays at Leicester, I feel like he's just going to slowly fizzle away and just become just another ordinary player. And I think he's good, and I think he might be too good to be heading down that path. But yeah,
a team on the rise. They're not even on the rise. They're still in the relegation zone. Burnley, beating Brentford 3-1 at home. They're still in the relegation zone with only 7 points. But these last few games, or last game, and since Cornet, I've seen Cornet has been a good player for them. He scored again in the win against Brentford. But then again, Burnley, obviously, they're probably expected to beat Brentford because Brentford are the newly promoted team, despite being in 12th. Burnley actually had a game plan. They had a different game plan, which they varied during the game. It was not just a long ball to the striker because now they have Cornet, who was playing with Wood up front. So they managed to vary their game, and it was 3-0 first half.
I can't even remember the Burnley score.
Yeah, it was 3-0. It was 3-0 first half, and then obviously Brentford got a late consolation goal. But, I was surprised because Burnley, you just typically expect them long ball, route one, Wood and Barnes up front, but it was nothing like that. It was very different. I think Sean Dyche even said after the game how they varied what they did in their play. So it kind of probably caught Brentford out because they probably just expected it to be a physical game, balls in the air, but it was completely the opposite of that.
When you bring in a player like Cornet, who's played Champions League semi-finals for Lyon against, can't remember, I think it was Bayern Munich. When you have a player that comes in and actually has genuine star quality, because he does, you bring him into a team where I think Dwight McNeil might be the only person there who had that sort of flair about him. You have to adjust the way you play. And I don't know what took them so long to invest in a player like that. Because what Burnley have done since they've been in the Premier League is invest in the traditional. They've got the Ashley Barnes and Chris Woods up front. They've got the bully boys centre midfielders who can ping a ball maybe 25 yards. They've got the slow... They just got a team of bullies. That's what they have. But now they have bullies and Maxwell Cornet, the flair man, the guy who can get you a goal out of nothing. They have McNeil on the other side. So they have one on each side, surrounded by the big boys. And I don't think, if they didn't have Corner, they'd be getting relegated this year. But he's given them a bit of hope, and he's given me a reason to want to watch them again because they're becoming a team. They haven't to change the way they play. They're passing it more and like on the floor. There's less like long balls, over the top, aimless punts, and it's working for them. They're playing more entertaining football. Their games are exciting, and they're scoring more goals. Maybe in the January transfer window, Sean Dyche might see the light and be like, Maxwell Cornet is coming. Different type of player, and he's actually benefited us massively. Maybe what I didn't think would have happened a few years ago, because look, they've not signed a player like this before. Maybe in January they might go for someone else, and who knows what could happen to Burnley. But what they're doing right now is great. I know they're in a relegation zone, but you can definitely see that they are improving as a side.
Yeah. As for Brentford, that's their third loss in a row. Lost to Chelsea, lost to Leicester, and now they've lost to Burnley. On the bright side, they're in 12th place after 10 games. So it's not bad, considering this is their first season in the Premier League. Their next game is probably a game they will win against Norwich City.
Yeah.
So for Brentford, I don't think there's much to worry about. I think their coach after the game was basically saying how you need to start Premier League games on the front foot. You can't allow a team to just dominate as Burnley did, and I'm sure they'll learn from it. I don't think it's too much to worry about in terms of Brentford.
Yeah, look, they're new to the league. Apart from the one or two teams like Sheffield United, you're not really going to be up there, especially this season with all the quality that has been added to the higher teams. So I'm not really too stressed about Brentford in terms of are they going to get sucked into maybe a relegation battle. I'm not concerned about that because they play great football. They have a good manager. Took them up to the Premier League. I think his name is Frank. His second name is Frank, and they play a type of football that can win them a match against any team. But also, I guess, almost kind of similar to Leeds in a way that you're confident in them. You think they're going to win, but it could easily go the other way. And I've easily think they're going to finish within the top 10, top nine teams this season because they have good players. And Burma up front, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's looking like a gem. Saw him in the Championship a bit last year, and I was thinking maybe a mid-table Premier League side will come in for him, but Brentford done well to keep on to him because him and Ivan Toney up front, they understand each other very well. One's very fast, and in Burma, he could improve his finishing. He has missed a lot of chances this year, but then you have the finisher and Ivan Toney, like they just work well off each other, and I enjoy watching them. I think they're going to finish top 10 this season, but I wouldn't be worried. 3 games lost, 3 losses in a row. Sounds bad, but I'm not too worried for them.
But a team that is doing well this season compared to last season and could also finish in the top 10 is Brighton. They drew 2-2 away to Liverpool, and they were 2 goals behind, and they could have potentially won the game, but I think Trossard was offside, so they could have really won the game 3-2. And it's weird because Liverpool literally off the back of winning 5-0, obviously go two goals ahead against Brighton, and Brighton, these like mid-table sides like such as Brighton, you can't underestimate them anymore because they have their game plan. They know what they're going to do. They have a game plan. They're going to set out and do what they're going to do in that game plan, and it worked.
They have a good manager as well in Graham Potter.
They knew what they're going to do, and yes, they went 2 goals behind, and they kept on playing the way they play. They didn't change the way they play. And if you play any hard thing is if you play your system against Liverpool, more times you're going to concede. But with a manager like Potter, who's a great manager, they will get goals. And the way Brighton play, they're playing out from the back. They're playing out from the back. The keeper had the ball on his line, and Mane blocked and it went in. But it was a handball. But that's the confidence that Brighton have. They are willing to do that, to continue to play the way they play, despite Liverpool. Obviously, we all know Liverpool press so high up the pitch, but they're confident in their players. Lallana back at Anfield, Trossard, and yeah, they got the point.
But some people are confused though. That they're thinking, why are Brighton playing this well? Graham Potter, when he first came in, you could see the style of play he was trying to implement. But obviously, there is an adjusting period. For some managers, it's quicker than others. But you can really see now, like this season especially, the type of manager he is, and he's definitely one that can go on to a bigger team. I think Brighton, as well as Brentford, will finish in the top 10 because they have good players as well. Like Neil Maupay, a lot of people don't like him, but I think he's a brilliant striker. Trossard as well.
Maupay didn't even play. He was on the bench.
I know. Look, they have depth. They have depth in their squad. They've got. Is Danny Welbeck fit? He's fit, right?
No, he's not. He's injured.
I'm not surprised. Well, they have some sort of experience in their squad in Danny Welbeck. He's won trophies before. Neil Maupay, as I said, Lallana. I like Lallana, but I've never been his biggest fan. Never been his biggest fan. Not just because he played at Liverpool, but I've never been totally convinced by him. Sounds weird because he was at Liverpool, but yeah, they have decent players in their squad and they have a brilliant manager. I think, honestly, I don't think they'll have Graham Potter by the end of, by the beginning of next season.
He just looks like England manager. He sounds like Gareth Southgate. When I was listening to his post-match interview, I was just seeing Southgate written all over it.
I mean, if he manages England, I would be genuinely upset because you have a lot of teams in the Premier League, excluding Manchester United. I'm not like scouting for Man United, but you have a lot of teams in the Premier League who could benefit with a manager like that. Trossard in the false nine, how many times have they played that? Not many. Drop them in. Look, I saw something about that Leandro Trossard in the false nine on Twitter. Someone like there's a page that analyzes things like this, and basically what Graham Potter was doing apparently was taking advantage of the fact that defensive midfield position this season for Liverpool has been an issue, and if you drop a player in there to like basically take advantage of that, you're going to be way better for the team. I can't remember what it was completely, but you can tell that he's I want to say adept enough.
Yeah, tactically aware.
Yeah, he's very tactically aware. He knows what he's doing, which is it's very refreshing to see, especially from an English manager.
What was I going to say? What was I going to mention? Yeah, Mwepu, his finish was just like Tielemans against us. Just caught Alisson off his line, and 2-1. It was a great goal, and just the performance from Brighton, as Big Ron says, Salah pocketed by the left back. It was
from,
yeah.
I want to say Malaga, but I think that's wrong.
I know he is Spanish, but I don't know.
He was at the Barcelona. He played for Barcelona, but I'm pretty sure he Malaga. I'm 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it was a captain as well. Cuckoo Raya. He's only 23. He's younger than I thought he was.
Yeah, from Barcelona.
Oh, Getafe. That's it.
No,
that's where he is. Not Malaga. Yeah, but he's a decent player. I think he can play all down the left, not like left wing, but left mid, left back. He's a very tactically astute player. I mean, technically gifted player. A lot of Spanish players are. Kind of weird when I figured out he went to Brighton, but I mean, is it really a surprise because of the way Graham Potter wants to play? He's very good on the ball. I'm actually a bit of a fan of him. I had him on Football Index for a bit, actually. Yeah, this guy's decent. Brighton got a good player in him.
Good left back, but is he better than Cancelo?
No.
But Cancelo and Man City lost 2-0 at home. At home to Crystal Palace. Who would have thought it? 2-0 at home to Crystal Palace. It's always Crystal Palace who are the team to defeat Man City at home. We saw it when Townsend scored that fantastic volley a few seasons back, and again,
Pushkas scored, didn't it?
I think it did. But yeah, again, Crystal Palace, Patrick Vieira. I think you need to apologize to Vieira.
When he apologizes to Roy Keane, I will apologize to Vieira.
Oh yeah, Vieira. Yeah, he's got his team. He got the players he wanted, and they're starting to play. They're actually starting to play football. Zaha in his post-match interview saying he was asked, "What difference is there this season?" And it's clear to see. He said, "It's they want to play. They want to pass the ball. They want to keep the ball, and they are players comfortable to have the ball, and the attack, the midfield, the defense, everyone is just. He's got a system in place, not just defensive like Roy played, but now they're going to attack teams and play. There's no fear. Just like Brighton, I think teams are now not fearless anymore. They're fearless now, I'm saying.
But do you think that's because of the youth? Because young players, I feel like once you just start out, once you're, 18 to 21, maybe 22, you play without fear because you have to establish yourself. But then once you get to a certain age, you kind of like start, I guess, thinking more about the consequences of your actions. Or what happens if I take this shot? What happens if you know what I mean?
I get what you mean, but that comes down to the manager because you're saying, young players play with fear. But now the manager is also implementing that system. He's telling them to be fearless when they have the ball, be fearless in possession. When you're in the final third, express yourselves and score goals. And we're seeing it. Mark Gray,
It's
he
a
had the ball and he beat his man and drove forward. You probably wouldn't have seen that last season with Roy. They probably just would have hoofed it up or just played it forward. The centre backs probably wouldn't have driven forward with the ball. It's small things like that where players have confidence, and then in the final third, Zaha, Elise, Conor Gallagher, and what was it their new signing, the
Edward.
striker Edward. Yeah, he's even dropping Benteke because he's being ruthless. If Benteke has so many chances last game, didn't take them, he's on the bench, and that's exactly what Palace need.
Look, what do you think of Conor Gallagher? I think he's a very good young player. I like him a lot. I really want to see him play for a top side just to see what he will be able to do. I'm pretty sure he's a Chelsea loanee.
Yeah,
Can't really see him getting into that side, but I definitely do want to see him play for a top side because
like a Spurs.
I don't even know if Spurs, maybe like an Arsenal. He wouldn't go to Arsenal, but I think Arsenal would be a really good team to see if he can perform at the top level because they're getting back to that, but they're not there just yet. You couldn't put him into a Man City side right now. I don't think. I think Arsenal would be perfect, but I do like him a lot. He's what I like about this Palace team in general, they all just seem to be brave, and it's just a reflection of what the manager was as a player. He was a brave player, and I think that's the mentality that he's trying to fix onto these players. And then you got Zaha, I want to say he's 28 or 27. He's the experience, but he still plays without fear because of the type of a person he is. Like, I think they have the perfect balance in the team now. Mitchell at left back, he's really, really good. I like Mitchell a lot. Then Guehi at centre back with Anderson. That's a good partnership. Anderson, I think they got from Fulham, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he was definitely at Fulham.
They don't have too many old players. They got
Yeah,
Kouyaté.
they used to be there. That's how they were last season. They had many old
Yeah.
players.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Vieira's got in the youth, but talented youth.
Yeah.
Yes, they've got
Elise as well.
Yes, they've got Gallagher on loan. They signed Elise. Guehi, did they sign him or was he on loan?
Pretty sure they signed him.
They signed him. So yeah, their bench as well. As you said, Elise was on the bench. Benteke is on the bench. There are people like Schlupp who can come on to. I don't really know what position Schlupp is. He is like attacking or is he defensive? I'm not too sure. But
Schlupp, he plays all over.
Yeah, even Eze yet to come back. Palace are a force. And yeah, Conor Gallagher definitely has been great this season so far.
Yeah, Michael Elise, look, he's a bit of a talent as well. When Eze comes back, I'm definitely gonna be watching them a little more.
Yeah, Eze, Elise, Zaha. That is all. That's flair. That is just flair.
Elise is French.
Is he?
I thought he was English. It says here he represents.
Oh, yeah. I thought he was English as well. Well, he probably is born here, but yeah.
Anyway.
Connor United.
Don't even dream. Don't even dream. It makes too much sense for it to happen.
Yeah, I'm gutted Zaha was sold because he was my favorite player. And David Moyes had an agenda against him.
Allegedly. Yeah. We won't discuss that.
But yeah, as for Man City, the turning point was the red card just before halftime for Laporte. Deserved red card.
100%.
And Johnny Evans in the Leicester game, same thing happened. He dragged down Aubameyang, who probably would have been through on goal. And that was a yellow card. So the consistency, VAR, again, it's just not good enough.
I don't know what your transition is, for this one, but a red card which I don't agree with at all was Conce's for Aston Villa against West Ham.
Yeah, well, West Ham team on fire, 4-1 away from home. But yeah, as you said again, another turning point, Conce's red card. At a crucial moment in the game because at that time, I think it was 2-1 to West Ham.
I believe so, yes.
And that red card, great. Describe it again. Now, what happened?
First of all, it shouldn't have been a red card for Conte. If anything, it was a red card for Courtney Hawes because Pablo Fornals was running forward. He was running this way, attacking. Hawes was coming the other way. When I say Fornals got an elbow right to the jaw. That's the way he punched someone to knock them out. And that should have been a red card because it was serious foul play. But then the ball went through. Jared Bowen got on the end of it. But then his first touch took him away from the goal. Like, he wasn't going towards the goal. It was away from the goal, which it should make a big difference in the decision-making process. But what I've never understood, if you're running and you run across someone, they cannot get out the way. You can't get out of the way of it. So you're effectively buying that foul, which is effectively buying the red card because of the situation and the scenario. Now, he got a straight red for that because it was initially given as a yellow, but it went to VAR. They ruled out Courtney Hawes' serious foul play for the elbow to his face, which was ridiculous. That should have been a red card, but then they turned the yellow card into a red card for Ezra Konsa. Now, I think it was the next day, Dermot Gallagher, one of the referees on the panel or the head referee or something, had a discussion with Stephen Warnock. I think it was on Sky Sports News or something. And then Gallagher was saying, look, it's a red card because his first touch, he's taking him towards the goal. But then Stephen Warnock was saying, I used to play, and this is why we think referees need to have more training because they've never played the game. Jared Bowen's touch takes him away from the goal. If he doesn't get tripped up by Konsa is able to cover, and maybe even Ashley Young can cover because he's going away from the goal. So that's why it shouldn't have been a red card. Like, a yellow card was fair enough. Exactly. It was the foul. You need to watch the foul. Even watch it whilst the show's happening because the foul
I'll put it on.
Fornals was disgusting. Like, it's very, very dangerous. And they're going to talk about, but Courtney Hawes is way taller than Fornals, but you don't run like that. That's not natural. It's not a natural position for your arm to be. I think they got the red card wrong. If there was a red card, it should have been for Hawes, but the one on Jared Bowen was stupid. Shouldn't have been a sending off.
Yeah, so as a result from the red card, West Ham went on to score 2 more goals from Rice. Not Rice, Fornals and Bowen. Bowen obviously scored. And West Ham, David Moyes has got them playing great football. Got the likes of Declan Rice just having shots from outside the box. Ben Johnson, a right back, I think he is.
Yeah.
Scoring, getting up there and scoring. And just the play for the final goal of Bowen, that was a great play, unselfish play from Lanzini, who obviously got the assist. And for the Premier League table, they're 4th. 3 points above Man United and 4th. They're on a 3-game winning streak. And
I'm looking at the table now.
They're on level on points with Man City. They're 5 points off Chelsea, and who are first, 2 points off Liverpool are second, and 3 points clear of Man U, who are 5th.
We would have been without a winning 5 if we didn't beat Tottenham.
Yeah, so
I didn't.
David Moyes, I think we said this last Prem talk or something, that I think West Ham is his club, that's his level. People might say maybe he didn't get enough time at Man U, but what he's doing at West Ham is, I think he's just, the whole dynamic of the club has just changed. Remember that season where they just about stayed up?
Yeah.
They just about stayed up. And the way he's turned it around, they're obviously in the Europa League. And this season, there's no reason why they can't get Champions League this season.
Don't say that.
No. The top four battle. No, the top 4 battle is... No, I didn't say me. I said some United fans. I don't want Moyes here. I'm saying some, but the top 4 battle is West Ham, Man U, Arsenal, Leicester.
Look, I don't think they're in the battle for top 4. Like, I can't see them.
Leicester, definitely. Yeah, so it's between West Ham, Man U, Arsenal, and I think Leicester.
The battle for top 4. Drag, what's that team?
Top 4.
You couldn't drag one of the top 3 into it. Look,
no. Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City. That's
I can't be dealing with this.
Confirmed. That's confirmed. they're definitely within the top four. I'm not saying Man United are going to finish fourth. We could finish second or first, but I'm saying Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool are confirmed to be in the top four, and West Ham are going to be battling. So there's no reason why they can't if they keep going on with this form.
When we get to 25 games in, we'll see. But I think the table
by Christmas we'll see.
I don't know. A lot of teams are dropping points. The only team that's not dropping points is Liverpool, really. And I'm talking about City have lost twice.
Yeah,
we've lost twice. We're 3 times. Like
we've lost 3 times, but we're 8 points behind Chelsea. The gap is just. I don't want to talk about the gap. Well, obviously, Chelsea, they won 3-0 away from home at Newcastle. And it was just the way the dispatching of teams is just too easy for them. They don't even have Lukaku in the team. And yes, it's Newcastle, but still, they're just dispatching of teams like it's nothing. They rotated the whole squad. They used the whole squad. Today, on Saturday, they had Ziyech playing, Hudson-Odoi playing. Even Kante hasn't been starting games, but he's playing as well.
It's because they can rotate and they have depth.
Yeah, they have a system. And Newcastle, obviously, they're maybe in 10 years' time we'll be talking about them challenging, but right now they just need to worry about staying up.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine this season. Who's their manager at the moment?
They've got an interim just for now. Okay. They haven't assigned someone, but got a question. If Oli has to go, who do you want to come in and why? Obviously, Conte is gone. And one word I'll just say is Zidane. Why? Proven winner. That's my one word.
My answer is Ten Hag. I switched between Ten Hag and Zidane, if you haven't realized. But my answer would be Ten Hag because he plays the way I want Manchester United to play. And when you play a certain way, the only way is up. And the only thing you can do is win. So Erik Ten Hag from Ajax, I would take him. And I feel like, look, I said to Ibs before the show, we're stupid. Like Manchester United is stupid, but we're not that stupid that we would just say no to Conte, let him go somewhere else. There has to be a plan either for the transfer window, which will see Zidane come, or next summer, in which we'll see Ten Hag. If that doesn't happen, then we've proven to the world that we're stupid. But I think
it's already been proven that it's already been proven that our board are inadequate. So you can hope. I want you to hope. I think you should just keep that hope because maybe that hope will keep you positive and supporting the club like this. But I've given up on the hope because I've witnessed 5-0 and he's still in the job. There's nothing more that needs to be done. If he's still in the job after 5-0, then the board are clearly inadequate and just useless. So I don't need to hope anymore. Chelsea look a lot better without Lukaku in the team. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know. Zidane has no interest in United. If you want a Dutch manager, Ronald Koeman is available.
Big Ron's got jokes tonight. Goodness gracious me.
Ronald Koeman.
I don't want Poch. I don't want Poch.
No. Poch can't even manage Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. They should be winning games. Okay, yes, they won.
They haven't lost in the league yet. Let's be real.
Yeah. Because they almost drew their last game. I was watching their last game. They almost drew, but then obviously Neymar and Di Maria just came out. When you have players like that, obviously they do whatever.
It's not convincing enough.
Poch, no, I don't think that is gone. We had the opportunity to sign him, but we decided to keep Oli. And last 2 games are Watford. They lost at home to Southampton. There was nothing much, to be honest, in that game. Just a goal from Che Adams.
I watched.
It was a good finish from Che Adams. People say that he makes the hard look easy and the easy look hard because there was a chance where he could have tapped it in, missed it in front of the goal, but his finish was definitely a hard finish and he's made it look easy.
Mm.
Watford, off the back of winning 5-5, was it 5-2 or 5-3 against Everton, and they're
5.
losing at home to Southampton.
Again, yo-yo team, aren't they?
Mm.
Norwich are going to be yo-yo team. Fulham, West Brom, Watford. I think those are the main culprits. Watford will be going down this season. I can't see them doing any different. I love Claudio Ranieri for what he did at Leicester, but it's the team. They've had so many different managers, and they still can't manage to just have some sort of settled season or consistent season. They lose consistently. That's the only consistency they seem to have. But I can see them going down this season again.
Just like Norwich, who lost yesterday 2-1 to Leeds.
They've got 2
They're
points.
going down. 2 points, no wins.
Newcastle have 4 points. They haven't won either. Newcastle have won a season.
They haven't.
No,
they haven't. Yeah.
Leeds have won. Leeds. Oh,
Leeds are.
I haven't looked
Leeds
at this
aren't
bottom.
doing very well. Leeds have won 2 games. Wow.
They've drawn a lot. They always seem to.
Leeds. This is tight. They could potentially get relegated, but it's too early to call with Leeds, I think, because we know
we're only 7. Oh, we're 10 points above the relegation. Okay.
Who, us?
Yeah.
Why are you concerned about us?
Because we've got Ollie in it.
But yeah, obviously we won on Saturday 3-0 to Spurs. We'll get into United talk tomorrow, as we also have the Champions League game against Atalanta away. So we'll obviously do United talk tomorrow. Big one saying who can control egos like Messi, Neymar. Di Maria is a beast of a player still.
Luis Enrique.
Yeah, it's true. Little feature.
Luis Enrique is the person that can control his egos. I would love him at Manchester United, but yeah, United talk is tomorrow. I have a lot to say, like a lot.
There's a lot to say about United.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say? Yeah, Champions League tomorrow or this week. Who's playing tomorrow? He also playing in the Champions League.
I think Man City play on the same day as us, don't they?
I think Man City play on. No, they don't. I don't think.
Would you take Di Maria back at United?
No, because he'll be benched because Ollie plays McFred and now we play 3-5-2. So where does he play?
Oh gosh, tomorrow's show is going to be a good one. I'm telling you that. Tell you that now.
Bayern are playing Benfica tomorrow. Chelsea are playing early kickoff tomorrow. Barcelona playing Kiev. Yeah, those are like the big games. I'd say Juventus against Zenit, and obviously Ronaldo back in Italy. People are saying he's got a point to prove because he's back in Italy.
He doesn't have to prove
He doesn't prove anything. We saw against Spurs. All he does
just finish.
Oh, what's a finish?
It's the way he volleyed
the angle. It's just the angle he was at,
and the ball curved like
it's like on FIFA. On FIFA when you kick it and the ball just goes like that. It was How's Di Maria getting on the team ahead of Sancho? Look how he's doing it.
This guy's too sarcastic, man. Trying to get
Sancho. If we're playing 3-5-2, Sancho just go back to Dortmund because I don't want to see you just sitting on the bench like Donny van der Beek. Ollie is just not playing him.
We're not playing 3-5-2 until we're not playing 3-5-2 after Ollie gets told that his job is safe for another 10 games.
He already knows his job is safe. He's going to be playing 3-5-2 until we lose. When he'll change it. That's when he'll change it. When we lose, he will change it.
He chased Sancho for 2 years.
Just to play him on
signs the bench. Him, doesn't play him, and then change the formation to one which doesn't fit Jadon Sancho. None of it makes sense.
I now believe when rival fans tell me that when players come to our club, their career is ruined. And now I believe it now. I believe it. Unless you're Ronaldo, obviously Ronaldo. Okay, even Ronaldo's career is ruined. His career is ruined. He's not winning a trophy this season. This will probably be the first time in how many years he's not winning a trophy this season. No Ballon d'Or, no FA Cup, no Premier League, no Champions League, no Europa League. He's not winning anything. He's just going to be here. He's just a player. He's just playing football, running around for fist. That's what he's doing this season.
He's waiting for the World Cup.
So yeah, I think we'll end it here. United talk tomorrow. Thank you everyone for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, we'll catch you. It's a funny old game. Yeah, it is. We'll catch you tomorrow.
It's funny until we lose, isn't it? Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.